Hey, good evening. Pete Bale, the CEO of Sentinel Robotic Solutions. This is my chief engineer, Chase Riley. He serves two purposes: builds the technology and acts as my interpreter tonight for you. So with my southern Alabama accent. We have built a mobile control system, a network gate for our company. And what we found is the problem set is that over 670 worksite incidents occurred last year in Virginia alone. So flaggers, folks doing traffic work, different things in the area. There's been over 650 incidents, and we had around 1,000 fatalities over the last 10 years in the United States alone, with flaggers and other folks being injured from this incident. So what we've done is worked out that there are ways to remove these folks from work sites, from the sides of the road, and use automated technology in a networked environment to create a safer working environment. This actually cost around $100 million last year in incident and claims of what's happened, with 700,000 people using devices every second of the day when they're driving, whether it be illegal or not. So we have the core. This is the core. This is our technology. This is what takes us apart. It's proprietary and patentable, and it's a network and power system that we use in and amongst the equipment that we will add on to this. And I'll turn it over to Chase quickly. So we're expandable to meet the access vehicle control requirements. We have different sensors, so we can do different payloads. So we can do voice recognition, we can do optical, we can do motion detectors, all of the different things. If you don't have a network where you're set up, there's no worries about that. This network creates its own network and is able to pass data to and from the various sites. So you can put your people in safe places, have them operating remotely here, for example, at ODU, and operating gates all around the campus to control and monitor and keep people safe for that. We're working with clients right now at a federal level to integrate ground robotics with this system and unmanned aerial systems or drones to operate from this one device. So we have over 1,000 hours of continuous operations on this system as we speak. We've operated in areas of -30, hopefully we don't get there tonight, up to 120 with all the parameters that we have. We're weather resistant, and we're also an app-based application. If you're a smartphone operator, you'll get the hang of this very quickly. If you're still in the flip phone series, we'll require a bit more training. As you see on the right-hand side, Chase will talk to you about the core now, or the black box technology.
So the core of the black box is obviously the core of our technology. So that's a network and power management system that can accept all sorts of different peripherals. In the configuration that you see throughout our brief, it's a gate and a surveillance system, but that's not what it's limited to. It's an open-ended network. So IP-based solutions, serial-based solutions, all sorts of peripherals can plug into this. The possibilities are really endless. So what you're doing is creating an ad hoc network that can either be in a populated area, like around the campus here at ODU, or out in a remote area where there's no network connections or power. So that's another part of our system, is that we have solar panel integrated on there. Also, the charger and the battery bank to be charged by the solar panel. With just the battery bank on board, we can control the system for about 1,600 cycles of the gate and as much camera movement as you really want to do. Jumping off of that, we use multiple different communication protocols across the board through the technology. So as I said earlier, the possibilities are endless. We supply DC voltage out from our power management system, anywhere from 5 to 48 volts, and it can be customized as well too.
Okay, so if you look at the business case, the example of this, and we talk about scalability and different things that are going on, our unit price is anywhere from $16,000 to $45K, to sell the system. Our production costs, if we look at 150 systems, which we think is a tangible number, for the state of Virginia alone, it's about a $4.5 million opportunity that stands there. Our cost to produce, as we've done, we've built 3, taken to market, sold to customers. We've shown that it's around a $2.25 million build for the 150 with a 2.25 million profit side, and we can talk a little bit about that in the question side. So we've just scaled this particular thing and looked at the DOT market, 50 states around the country, assuming they all would purchase 150 of these gates per state. The total transportation market stands at around $2.25 billion of what's out there and available for those different things. So the list is endless. The more we dig, the more we uncover. We have sold 3 of these systems to NASA, who use them for hazardous operations in range control, controlling rocket fueling, controlling people, egress and entry into hazardous areas. And then the different things that we've just listed there are untargeted and untapped for what we've really looked at, and that's where we're continuing to investigate where this market segment could actually go. Emergency management. Hurricane comes through, you can build your own network. Where are we in the cycle? Okay, supply chains identified, production houses identified, drawing packages, design criteria complete, production test facility acquired, 10,000 feet, markets primed for a solution, create jobs and grow business and become a flagship technology company in Virginia. And then the follow-on business is product, service and support. So support packages to service, maintain and continue the growth of the company are that. With the first buy of 150 gates, we'll create 25 new jobs in Virginia. 6 seconds to run. That's us. Look at us on the web. Thank you for your time.
What is up with this button? Judges, 5 minutes.
Where are you in terms of prototyping and actual product development?
3 built, delivered to the customer on site now with NASA.
Yeah, so the one you saw on the pitch is our engineering design model. So obviously the production model will differ just a little bit, but the first 3 builds with NASA were all different prototypes that we built into that begin phase.
Can you talk to me a little bit about when you all believe that you'll have to implement or deliver those support and wraparound services to your customers? Is it immediately? Like, do you need to start developing those now, or do you feel like you have some running room?
So we've done that in the design phase review with the customer. We've actually implemented a contract so that they'll have monthly access to whatever they want to use. If they don't want to use it, they still pay for the service provision. But we do then the quarterly updates with them, software, anything like that. And they've bought a 24-month support package that we bill them every quarter for to maintain and upgrade and keep things alive.
And sorry, just to clarify, you said they've already purchased this?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
For those 3 systems.
Yeah.
So, piggybacking on that and then going to an expansion method, you said your target is all 50 states. What do you have envisioned in terms of how you are going to execute customer support across 50 states with 150 units in each state?
So we have a plethora of networks inside the actual service providers that we've worked with. So the actual providers of the cameras and the mechanisms that we've had. So we would be able to talk to those folks and actually engage in them helping support and service the technology with that. And we have a number of relationships, not specifically in this market space, but in the other market spaces that we work, which are all automated technology solutions for us. So, we are an airborne robotics company is how we started. We were asked to do this specifically on a short fuse and a short dime for a problem.
And of course, in that 25 jobs that he mentioned will be created with the order of 100 or 150 gates, obviously there will be some field service representatives hired in there as well.
Sure. I'm just thinking if you have technical issues in North Dakota and in New Mexico, are you set up to deal with that, and do you have the network in place?
Yeah, I believe we would have that network with where we've operated with different other parts of our industry. I come from the unmanned drone industry, so dealing with folks in all states,
Okay.
in automation.
Gotcha.
What does your competition look like in this area?
Yep, so a couple out there, one made in Canada that we know, we're priced to suit. We're honing in on built in the Eastern Shore with US products and US support and services. There's another one that's out there. The base model doesn't integrate any of the things that we're talking about. So network interoperability, power conditioning, still puts people on the side of the road, doesn't take them out of the the safety equation altogether. So we've done our market analysis per se on that, and we think that our strength is in this network of things outside of just the one application. It allows you to do weather. It allows you to do monitoring of road surfaces. It would give you instant ability to look at what's happening at the scene of an incident. It would also be able to give you things such as a network. If 4G went down or something went down in a hurricane environment, say Puerto Rico, we're talking to companies that were working in Puerto Rico. Comms was a huge issue. This becomes a mobile communications hub to do different things like that with the added value of things that we've got into it. So I'm pretty proud of it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
The real benefit there is that we're in kind of an open-ended solution rather than a closed solution. So some of the items out on the market are designed exactly for traffic control, to work with flaggers and so on. But what we're bringing to the table is not exclusively that. That's what we built this pitch around. But we also have multiple other networks. So just like people saying emergency response, we develop a mesh network, which can come in handy. The more nodes you drop in, the more systems you throw into that network, the stronger the network becomes.
You got 14 seconds.
I know.
How fast can you ramp up to produce 150 systems?
So we've got the production facility. We've got everything lined up as far as that goes. Place an order, I can have you 7 in a month.